Hey, I'm Desiree Cocroft, and I am your Get Your Life coach. I am a speaker, author, transformation coach, and life strategist here to help you get your life. And today I'm talking about releasing the need to do all the things. So, I had a great opportunity to talk to a couple of my clients over the last couple of weeks on LinkedIn Live, and we've been talking about really releasing control of doing all the things and really having great, not work life balance, but life work balance, or like my client said, life work harmony. So, in this video, I really want to talk about ways that we can really release control of doing all the things or the need to do all the things. So, in my own professional development with my own coach, we had a great conversation about how sometimes I have this feeling that I have to do things because I have this need to feel needed. And sometimes we connect our worthiness or our value to getting things done and doing a whole bunch of stuff. It makes us feel good. It makes us feel like we're worthy, that we have accolades, that it helps us feel like we're productive people. And it's some meaning that we put behind it. But the fact is that if we lean into that too much, we can find ourselves burnt out, actually being counterproductive because we're now doing more than we can really have the capacity to do. We're like biting more than we can actually chew, and we're not actually getting to the results that we want for ourselves or for our businesses. So I want to give you a couple of tips on how you can really think about leaning into releasing the need to do whatever all the things are. So for A, you have to kind of take a survey of what you have going on in your everyday life as it relates to some of the things that you're doing, not just for your business, but just in your life. And am I taking on way more than I actually need to? Or am I doing these things for this sense of value or worthiness or feeling like I have to prove something to someone, even if it's something I'm trying to prove to myself? So really just trying to get a sense of like, well, what is actually all happening in the day? What are the typical things that I say yes to, that I'm doing, that is just happening in my day that I know adds to, all the things on my to-do list. And so take a survey of those things. And then I want you to think about, for number two, well, what is my actual goal in this season of my life? Like, what is it that I actually want to accomplish? Is my focus building revenue in my business? Is my focus, regaining my own health? Is it having stronger relationships with my teams or my family? What is that number one goal for you right now? And, take a look at that goal. Take a look at how close you are to that goal. And then look at all the things that you're doing on a regular basis every day. What's on your to-do list? What's filling your time? And so after you've had the opportunity to do both of those things, compare your list. Are the things that I say I want to see happen, am I getting closer to them? And if I am, then great. Maybe you aren't doing all the things, but if I'm doing it and it feels like it's, sacrificing my mental health, sacrificing, my emotional well-being, or just me taking care of myself, then you might want to rethink doing all those things in the way that you're doing them, even if you are getting close to your goal. But let's say you're doing all the things and then you're not getting close to your goal. Well, then it's like, okay, am I doing things that are just busy work? Maybe your plate is filled with things that are not actually aligned to getting you to your goal. So it can be one of two things. You could be doing a whole bunch of stuff that's getting you to your goal, but not getting you to your goal in the way that you would desire to get to your goal, to feel whole, to feel free, all of those things. So if you want to feel a certain way and you're not feeling that way getting to your goal, then you might want to question, well, what are the things that I'm doing and how can I eliminate some of those things and work smarter and not harder? And then on the flip side, if you're not getting to your goal and you still find yourself like scrambling for time and scrambling to do the things that still need to be done to actually help you get towards your goal, it's like, okay, how can I get rid of some of those things? How can I get rid of some of those things and stop using those things to avoid doing the actual work that will help me get to my goal? And so those are some tips that we can use to really release our need to do all of the things, because we can take some time and concretely realize, well, what are all the things I'm even doing? What are all the things I'm even doing? And what is really necessary in this season? And the last thing that I want to, talk to us about around releasing all the things is really evaluating our need to feel needed. So I mentioned that a little earlier. I've had that issue over time and I still work through that. How do I release this need to feel needed? And this is really connected to our worthiness or how we value ourselves? Do you find yourself doing things to prove something to someone or proving something to yourself? And so take some time and think about, well, what value do I bring? And how do I know I bring that value? And I think this exercise can really help us really get anchored in what we bring to the table, what value we already possess, rather than, feeling like the work that we're doing is what is going to validate us. And then even to consider, am I looking for other people to give me accolades, say things to me? And if you're in business, sometimes we connect whether we're getting sales in our business or we have enough customers to our own validation. And so, how can we separate ourselves from the two and know that we are valued, that we are worthy, from the value of our actual service? And if customers are buying that service, whether they're buying that service or not, if that product or that service that we provide has value, is very different than the value or the worthiness that we have. So how can we, create that disconnect, because it's not the same thing, so that we can put, our efforts in the right thing, not in trying to do a whole bunch of work to validate ourselves, but the work that should actually be placed where it needs to be placed, which is in the service that we provide and creating value for that service versus taking it personally to who we are. And I wonder if we separate it in that way, how we could actually see ourselves be more effective in doing what's necessary for that service that we provide, that product that we provide, versus putting it all on our, self-esteem and self-image. And when we do that, we find ourselves doing more than we actually need to do, because now we're doing it to get something from it, versus if we put that where it needs to be put. So I hope this video was good to you. Just wanted to give you a quick video to think about, how can we release our need to do all the things and feel more free, right? Feel more free to do what it is that we actually got into business to do. We got into business to be impactful in the world and make an impact in who are the people that we actually serve. We want to impact their lives. We want to have time freedom, and obviously we want to make more money, so that when we have this time freedom, that we have the resources to enjoy the people in our lives and to make impact in the world. So if you really like this video, go ahead and like, share, comment, all the things, and make sure that you go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already. And down there, right down there in that description box, you'll see a link to have a strategy call with me. If you are someone that is running a business and you're ready to make your next bold move, I'm really great at helping businesses strategize what their next business goal is, if they're looking to make some different decisions about their business model, or if they're looking to manage their priorities and manage their energy around a specific goal. I love to help organizations and individual, entrepreneurs in doing that. I work with a lot of professionals that have side hustles or people that are business owners in their first 5 years, really helping them think through those things, especially if they're still juggling a lot of other projects in addition to running a business. Really love helping people hone in on what matters most. So if that sounds like you, feel free and click below and get that free 99 15-minute strategy call, because I have some great offers for idea sessions, and that'll be in the description box as well as a strategy session to get more intentional in your business. If those are two things you're interested in, and before you go ahead and schedule with me, you want to make sure that it's right for you, feel free to schedule some time in that strategy call. All right, so until the next time, go and be great.